Hello, everyone, and welcome to the draw of the group stage of the Manta Cup version 3. I'm here with my two co-caster, Elred and Warfare. Warfare was already the caster of the first Manta Cup and the second Manta Cup, and Elred is also in the tourney staff and the supporter of the team Black Manta. How we will do it, we have a website where we have a wheel that we can spin, and we will slowly fill in the spots that we have in the groups, and then we talk about each team individually. So yeah, Alred, would you spin the wheel for me?
Sure. So we're drawing the first team for Group 1. That's
Okay,
Make
so
Integrate
the
again.
first team is Make Integrate. Make Integrate actually joined the Manta Cup for the second time. Theoretically, the third time because their team leader Glunox, he already entered the first Manta Cup with a team called Stoneheart, and then found a new team around himself, Make Integrate. Yeah, I would say that Make Integrate is somewhat of an underdog. They have yet to achieve to advance to the quarterfinals. They haven't done that yet, and I think they have to show that they are good. I believe in them though. I think they can have upsets, and if they get a group where maybe not like four of the favorites are in, then I think they have a good shot at going to the quarterfinals this time. What do you think, Warfare?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say to other German, native German speakers here, don't worry, the cast will be in German on this channel. But yeah, this will be in English, so everyone can understand it. And yeah, about making it great, especially in the last tournament, they did a lot better than I expected. Though they fell off in the later parts of the game, reminding me on the Ilaoi pentakill, which might have led to PTSD for some making great players. But yeah, it was still a very, very good game, a very good tournament last time, and I'm very surprised. I'm very interested if they will make it to the quarterfinals this time, and yeah, I'm very, very, very hyped to see them play in this tournament.
So Arad should click hide choice now. So remove make it great from the list. We will show how the groups are after three teams got chosen. Making it great will go as the first team into Group 1 now, and the next team, Arad, you could spin. The next team will get into Group 2 as C2. So yeah, the second team is Utopia, I think it's pronounced. They are relatively new. They just joined the whole Manta Cup. I think most people have noticed that a few teams left the Manta Cup in the last days. That's because the German Prime League has decided this week that on the weekend where we want to host the Manta Cup, they want to host something called the Kalibrierungsphase, which basically, if you aren't placed yet, if you're not in one of the 8 leagues, you can play this phase on the weekend, and then you get placed in one of the leagues. And those teams prefer to do that instead of the Manta Cup, so we had to fill in with some teams, and one of the teams is Utopia. I think a really, really interesting team. They definitely are one of the outsiders as well. Their star players are in gold elo, I think. But yeah, they are here for the fun mainly, and I think they can maybe get some upsets as well. So yeah, let's see which team goes into Group 3. UB Tenacity. UB Tenacity is also a team that just joined today, actually. They are also a team which replaced one of the Brandik runaways. UB Tenacity is mainly, I think, a university league league team. They play in the German University League, and actually, we played against them like 1.5 years ago. It's been ages, and I think their roster isn't really the same anymore. I think they are a very decent team. Most of their lineup is around Platinum. They have a Starman with press R to win on mid lane, though. He's Diamond 1. He is really, really good. And maybe he can carry his team to few wins. Maybe he can also have a good chance on bringing his team far in the whole league. So let's see if that's something that we can expect. Warfare, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, it's like I don't know a lot about the team, so it's difficult for me to say will they perform good at the tournament, will they perform bad. I'm surely interested to see them play, especially knowing they're not in the same group as the other two teams. What shall I say? I'm hyped. To be honest, I'm hyped for every game. I'm hyped for a few more and a few and some more, some less. But yeah, hyped for the team as well.
Trying to get the groups ready so you can see it on stream. So just give us a few more minutes. Warfare, can you introduce yourself maybe?
Oh yeah, this might be a good point. Especially because I didn't do this yet. So well, yeah, I'm Warfare or BLM cast, whatever. I'm casting on this channel. Some of you might know me from the previous tournaments. Second, yeah. As I already said, I was casting the other two tournaments. The first Manta Cup as the only caster. Last tournament I had two other caster duos which supported me and supported the tournament, which was very cool. This tournament, I think we are even more casts, 4 if I'm right. So yeah, it's the Manta Cup is just growing. There are so many more people around here, and I'm so glad about it because I was kind of like there from at the first tournament, even at the prequel tournament, the International Champions League, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I'm hyped for all the for this Manta Cup, for all the Manta Cups coming. Seeing the history, some teams developing over time. For example, Make Inting Great, who were like really the underdogs in the first tournament, even in the second one, where they just got better and better, and yeah, we could see them perform over the better than I would have expected. As with many different teams, for example, there are always some surprises like Darkstar Kojin in the last tournament, who made it. I think they got 4th. My pronunciation. But I think it was pretty close that they got to the finals, which would have been a banger too. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to interrupt you there because we are ready with the groups, so we can show them. So this is how we will do it. We will show the groups, and yeah, we have Make Integrate in the first group, Utopia in the second, and UB Tenacity in the third group. I think so far, like with Make Integrate in Utopia, you have two like outsiders, two underdogs. Make Integrate like a veteran team of the league, Utopia a completely new team. And in UB Tenacity, we have some, like, I would say one of the average teams. I wouldn't call them a tournament favorite just yet because they haven't scrimped any team so far. And besides their star mid laner, I would say that their roster looks average. I don't say that the players are average, but the ranks look like that. So I would say they are a decent team, an average team. So yeah, I would say we go back to the spinning wheel and go for team 4, 5, and 6. So yeah, Arid, you can spin the wheel if you want. Oh, Gucci Gaming. So Gucci Gaming is a team that we met through the SLE. For those who don't know the SLE is an English-speaking league that features lots of teams that are from like around Platinum Elo to low Diamond Elo. They are the reigning champs there, and they also just a few hours ago won the winners bracket final, so they are in the grand final again and have a good shot at winning the whole league again. I think they are one of the best teams in the whole Manta Cup. They are a favorite, and also their star mid laner, the star mid laner of Sobonix, like he's really, really good. I have so much respect for that guy, and I think they are a team to be reckoned with. Elred, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I casted them today. They look pretty good. We scrimped them some weeks ago, and they looked a bit shaky. But today they had 2 convincing wins against a pretty strong team. So I think it's going to be very interesting.
So then let's go to the next team. Okay, we have Maniac buff Weakside. Maniac buff Weakside is also one of the tournament favorites. They are in the Maniac organization, which, funnily enough, has 2 casters that they bring to the tournament with Scumbag Reset and Scumbag Boxhead. For those who have watched or played in the last 2 Manta Cups, they know them. The Scumbags were the team that got second in the first Manta Cup, and they are the reigning champions of the Manta Cup. They won the second one, and their bot lane is casting for them. So they are kind of the follow-up team to the Scumbags. They have lots of expectations, and I think they can deliver if they all play according to their plan. Arad, what's your experience with them so far?
Yeah, we scrimped them once. They look pretty strong. They have the same play style like the Scumbags, the former team, and yeah, it's really nice to see how they perform in our tournament.
Then I would put them into Group 2, and let's see who the final team in the second round will be. By the way, Elrod, can you make yourself a bit louder and maybe Warfare a bit quieter?
I can try.
Okay, we have Crowings as the final team. With Crowings, we have the second team from the SLE. On the other side, not like Gucci, they are playing for the whole title. They are already out of the tournament. But I think they are a really interesting team. Their lineup has some good players and some average players, and we will see if they can maybe get like upsets, maybe get into the quarterfinals and even further. So yeah, Arid, what's your thoughts on that team?
Yeah, I don't know. They kind of look strong. I think they can win it, but I think only we will see in the tournament how they perform and how they will play it out.
Actually, I'm close friends with the jungler of that team. I think. Oh no, it's a support. It's Kolaski. He has played for other teams as well so far, and I think he is really ambitious when it comes to the Manta Cup. So maybe that team can get some upsets. I wouldn't say that they are as strong as Maniac or Gucci are, and I think they are. I would consider them even a bit weaker than UB Tenacity. But I think they have a good shot, and if their group doesn't get too hard from here on, then maybe they can advance. We will get the groups ready so you can see them. I think in Group 1, where you have Make, Integrate, and Gucci, that's already like a really good balanced group. You have one of the tournament favorites, you have an underdog, and also in Group 2, you have Eutopia, which are an underdog, and you have Maniac, which are a favorite. I think that's pretty good. Like, I think every group should have like one or two of the top 5 favorites, and every group should have like one or two outsiders. So yeah, Elred, can you show the groups? Yeah. So that's the groups right now. So far, it's not that many teams, so you can probably remember that. But yeah, let's go to the third round and spin the wheel again for the team that will join Make It Great and Gucci Gaming in Group 1. I personally want, I'm from Manta. I think everyone knows that. I personally want to go in that first group. I want to play against Gucci, and I also want to play against Making It Great. But for now, Extraordinary will be the team that joins those two teams. Extraordinary already played in both Manta Cups so far. In the first Manta Cup, they won against many teams in the group stage and got second in their group, just behind the Snack Pack. That was part of SFD back then. And then they got into the semifinal and got completely bashed by the Scumbags. And in the last Manta Cup, they actually played pretty good, but got into a tiebreak at the end of the group stage against a team called OP Energy, which determined that who gets to advance into the quarterfinals. They won the regular game in the group stage, but the tiebreaker they lost because I think their ADC, who was the star player, had to go, and so they swapped in someone who is just off roll, and that's why they lost, I think. So yeah, maybe they want to go back into the semifinal this time. Let's see if they can do that. Wolfe, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm loving seeing Extraordinary getting rolled here because, saying it's a secret that I'm an Extraordinary fan would be kind of wrong because I'm not making it a secret. I told it in the last two tournaments as well. I would really, really love to see them coming even further than they came in the last tournaments, improving and seeing how they will perform this tournament because, as Linus just said, they were in Manta Cup number 1, they were in Manta Cup number 2. They're now in Manta Cup number 3, hopefully in the Manta Cup number 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on too. I spoke with some of the players, I think at least one or two, not sure. I think they're having a cast, I think they have the English cast at this tournament, if I'm right, but I might be wrong here. So
oh, you're right. The caster Hefalump, who is also like a good friend of mine, in the first tournament, he was the ADC of Extraordinary. In the second tournament, he was the coach of Extraordinary. Now he is the caster of the tournament who will do the English cast.
A real development.
That's a career, I would say, like from a player to a coach to a journalist. Like, yeah. But I would say we go to the second group and see which team is the third team in that group. And which team will join Utopia and Maniac Buff weak side. And it will be the Piltover Penguins. They are just renamed like that. They before this day they were called something else. I think it was Exiled Ghost. That team is somewhat the spiritual successor of the Team Tilt Monkeys, which already played in the last Manta Cup. They finished the group stage with 0 wins and 4 losses. But yeah, they I think they are somewhat of an outsider as well, somewhat of an underdog. They have a better roster than they had last time, and I think they also are training a lot to get ready for the Manta Cup. But I don't really think yet that they are an average team. I think they are an outsider as well, which is maybe good for them and also for Utopia, because when you're an when you are an underdog, you don't want to be in a group with 4 favorites. You want to be in a group with like 1 favorite or something, and the rest teams should be beatable. So yeah, let's see which team is the third and last team in this round. Okay, the last team will be the Wacky Vress. I think that's how it's pronounced. They also played in the last Manta Cup. They were called Fünf Freunde back then, 5 friends. Before the last tournament, I always thought that they are like a favorite to win it. I think they have a really, really good team if you look at the players individually. But then in the last Manta Cup, they had some problems and actually didn't perform the way that I was expected it. And yeah, in the end, they just made it out of group stage and then got slapped by Darkstar Kojin in quarterfinals. But I think Luis can tell us more about the players that that team has.
Yeah, they had some roster swaps since the last tournament, but they have 3 main players that are still on the team. It's their jungler that currently this season was a Wukong one trick, and then Wukong got nerfed, so he needed to find some new champs. And in the mid lane, they have currently mostly mage player, poke mages, but trying to expand the champion pool. And at the ADC position, they have mostly carry player with their new support. They're trying to play for bot side carry and just trying to get the game rolling.
I actually I'm really excited to see how they will perform in the league. I think so far in the German Prime League they have underperformed a lot and they had lots of struggles finding the right roster for them. But I think the players that they have right now are really good, and if they find a way to play together and like to have their own groove, then maybe they can advance far in this Manta Cup. So far, their group with UB Tenacity and Crohn's, there are no underdogs. And but there are also no real favorites, like no team that's like, oh, they have to be you have to be scared of them. No Maniac and no Gucci in their group, and I think they can be happy about that so far because they just need to be better than Crohn's and UB Tenacity to already get like third in their group, and then they go into the third seed playoffs. So yeah, so far I think that all the groups are actually somewhat balanced. You have with Extraordinary, I would say somewhat of an outsider at the moment. Same goes for Making It Great, and then you have a favorite. Then you have Utopia and Piltover Penguins, 2 outsiders, and then you have Maniac, a favorite. And then you have 3 average teams, I would say. So that's actually really, really good. But yeah, I'd say we go into the fourth round, which will be really exciting because we only have 6 teams left. So let's see who joins Making It Great, Extraordinary, and Gucci Gaming. Please be Black Manta. Okay, it's not Black Manta, it's the Aaron Miners Germany. Last tournament, they were called Elo Miners Germany. Back then, they were like a pretty underdog team, and they also finished the tournament with 0-5. They lost every game, but they were fighting. Like they, I think they didn't get stomped one game of them. They always were fighting, but they lost out. Which is pretty impressive is that they now all climbed a lot in solo queue. Like I think every player of them like climbed for at least one whole division, like from gold 4 to plat 4 or something. And they have a really, really strong roster right now. I wouldn't call them a favorite because I haven't seen them play, and I also think they are not playing that much at the moment. But they are definitely a team to be respected. So yeah, I would say that we go into the next spin and see which team goes into the second group. Okay, we have the Witch Monkeys. The Witch Monkeys are a pretty new team. I think they just joined the league a few days ago. They are pretty interesting. They have their top laner is probably one of the best players in the whole tournament. He's also a Darius one-trick pony, so maybe that's something you can ban out. Elo-wise, he is probably the highest player with low masters, but the whole team in general is pretty good. I would say if they wouldn't have their top laner, I would call them an average team. But their top laner just makes the team scary, and that's why I would also call them a somewhat favorite, one of the top 5 teams. And we will see in the scrims that are upcoming and also in the cup how good they will be. So yeah, they go into the second group, and I'd say we roll the last team for the fourth round. And we have Black Manta in group number 4. Yeah, Black Manta is the host team. I'm the team leader and the top laner of Black Manta. And yeah, we join the Wacky Vress and also UB Tenacity and Crowings in group number 3. But yeah, Luis, you're also part of our team, so why don't you introduce us?
Yeah, we are the team Black Manta. I think we are a pretty long-term team. We exist 2 years. I joined 1.5 years ago. And yeah, we are happy hosting the third cup, and we still have fun playing the league together. We had currently, I think 3 months ago, a roster change on mid lane, but I think we kinda are favorites also for the tournament. We won the first one. We lost the second against Scumbags in the finals, and I think it's gonna be fun to play the third tournament with new contenders. And I think the teams that are playing the Manta Cup really got better, so it's pretty interesting.
What's your thought on our team and on how we will perform? Okay, I think Warfare isn't that here. Then I will just skip him. And yeah, I agree with Eret. I think every team got better, and most teams probably improved of those who are already in. So yeah, we won the first Manta Cup. Even though I wouldn't say we were the best team there, we won the Manta Cup. And in the last Manta Cup, where I in fact think that we were one of the top 2 teams, we lost in the finals to the Scumbags, and we want to claim our title back. So yeah, here you can see the groups. You have Making It Great, Gucci Gaming, Extraordinary, and Aaron Miners in Group 1. I think Gucci is this outstanding team of that group. I think they are the favorite, together with Maniac, Buff, Weakside, Witch Monkeys, Black Manta, and the last team that we will see in the last round. And I think they should probably be like it went from this group. Besides that, I think every of those teams has a shot, and I will be really interested to see how those 3 veteran teams will play against each other. In Group 2, you have Utopia, Maniac, Buff, Weakside, Piltover, Penguins, and Witch Monkeys. This group is at the moment dominated by Maniac and Witch Monkeys, and we will see which will be the third team. Whoever the third team will be will probably determine if the third seed of that group will be really good or an outsider. And in Group 3, you have UB Tenacity and Crowings, and Wacky Vress and Black Manta, who already played in the last Manta Cup. They had the opening match of that Manta Cup against each other, which Black Manta won closely. So yeah, let's see how that will turn out, and let's go into the last round where we will draw the last teams. So in Group 1, joining Extraordinary, Making It Great, Gucci, and also the Aaron Miners is the Snack Pack, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, I would have loved to play against them. That would be pretty cool, and I can see them spend a step on Snack in to the channel. But yeah, they also go into Group 1. Elrod, what do you know about the Snack Pack?
Yeah, pretty strong team. They last tournament we played against them. They look pretty good. They have a good mid laner. He hit Masters, I think, in Flex queue. And it's always a pleasure to play against them because you never know how the games will turn out. And I think they can win Group 1 maybe, or they're a team that can challenge Good G at the level of the play. So let's see how this will play out.
We spin the wheel for one last time to determine which team goes into the second group and which team goes into the third group. And already I can say it's Hooply Boops and Team Trombo. Both teams are underdogs. So yeah, let's see. Team Trombo goes into the second group. So let us get that ready for you so you can have it a bit more more visible. The Team Trombo has already played during at the first Manta Cup. The second Manta Cup they took a pause and didn't compete, and now they are back. In the first Manta Cup they played in a group with both Manta and Scumbags, the two finalists at the end. And they also had a hard time against the other teams, and they finished 0-4. But now they are back to get their first victory, same as the Aaron Miners are, and same as the Piltover Penguins are. All of those teams have a 0-4 or 0-5 record so far. So yeah, they are an underdog, but they have a group with two other underdogs, so they probably have a shot at advancing to the third seed playoff games. And Hooply Boops is the former team of Warfare, so I think he should just tell you what that team is.
Yeah, this is pretty much true. So, yeah, well, I was playing for Hooply Boops as a support for some time now. Well, not at this tournament, obviously, because I'm gonna cast. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. They're a team with lots of swaps, still performing on a level where I think they can compete with very many other teams. I think they're in group, group 3. So they're in the group with you, with the Black Mantas, which is very, very interesting. To be honest, I hoped a bit that Snack Pack would have been in group 3, but because of the long rivalry in this tournament between Black Mantas and Snack Pack, which is very interesting as well. I'm hyped for these games, for the semifinals and finals, but I'm also hyped to see how Hooply Boops is going to play in the group stage with lots of roster swaps. I think they might be one of the teams with, obviously you don't know about how they played in the past, but with I guess almost the most roster swaps within the last year. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they play with the new roster. And how they're gonna adapt. Yeah, there are gonna be a lot more information I can drop later on the stream. I don't know how much time we have now for details. So yeah, at this point, I just want to say I'm really, really hyped for all of this group, especially group 3. Seeing a lot of faces, a lot of teams I have already casted in every group. Seeing favorites. People, teams who can compete with them. On the other hand side, we have teams who might not be the favorites, but are probably having the chance to come back and show that underdogs can win games, not just games, but maybe tournaments as well. Very hyped for it.
So am I. And I actually think that we got really good groups here. Like, if you randomize the groups, you could have a group with the 5 favorites in them, and you could have a group with the 5 supposed weakest teams. But I think we got really good groups here. We have a group with group 3 that has 4 teams that are average or favorites, and then you have Hooply Boops as somewhat of an underdog. And then you have 2 groups that have 2 favorites and 3 teams that are somewhat on the same level. So who will compete for the third place. How we will do it now. each of us on stream will give their prediction for the groups, like what we would predict at this point, who will get which place and how the groups will turn out. We will do group 1 first. I will start. Then we will have Louis with like Elred, and then we will have Warfare, and then we will do that for group 2 and group 3. And after that, I would get people who would like to give interviews about that team here, who maybe can present their teams better than I could ever do or Warfare could ever do. So everyone should just message me in private on Discord at the moment, just telling me, okay, I want to do an interview, or I want to say something about my team, and then we will do that after. And that's the plan for the Manta, like the cast right now. I would start with Group 1. You have Make It in Great, Gucci, Extraordinary, Aaron Minus, and Aaron Minus Germany, and Snack Pack. I think like really interesting will be who will be on top, Gucci or Snack Pack. I think both teams are really good, and both teams are favorites to win the tournament. And I think whoever will win that direct matchup will be first in their group, and the other one will be second. I think that the other teams can make it close games against them, but I'm not sure if they can beat them. So I would predict that Gucci wins against Snack Pack and also the other teams and gets first in their group. And I would predict that Snack Pack will join as second. But who will be third in my prediction right now? I think the Aaron Miners have a really good lineup, and I also think they will get their first victory in this tournament. But I actually think that Make It Great will have somewhat of a miracle run and beat both Extraordinary and Aaron Miners to get third seed in their group and go into the third seed playoffs, which will be on Saturday, 2 hours before the quarterfinals. And I think that Extraordinary will lose to the Aaron Miners and leave the tournament without a win, sadly. They will fight pretty good, but they won't win. And yeah, so that's how I would predict the group right now. What do you say, Louis?
I think kind of the same. Snack Pack and Gucci are definitely battling for the first place, but I think that Snack Pack is gonna beat Gucci and get first, and then third. I think Aaron Miners will go third. Make Integrate will go fourth, and Extraordinary will be last, sadly.
Yeah, I'm hearing that it's about Snack Pack and Gucci to play for seed 1 and 2. I don't know that much about Team Gucci, to be honest, but I trust you with that. So I'm just saying, because I already saw Snack Pack playing, and I know they're still the same roster and are able to play as a team. So I'm saying just that Snack Pack is going to be first, Gucci is going to be second, and then there's the question, who will be the third place? Well, to be honest, I'm not sure, because on the one hand side we have Make It Great, who are a team who improved over the time. I have sometimes said, they're the underdogs, maybe they're going 0-5 in their group, and then they almost made it to the quarterfinals or semifinals. I'm not sure, but they made it out of groups almost. So that was indeed pretty close. I'm a fan of Extraordinary on the other hand side. So on the other side, so well, and the Ehrenminer, yeah, we have to say, I'm pretty hyped for them to see them play, because last time they have even sent us a video of them. So we knew something about them. But if it's about my brain to decide, I would say Make It Great on third place. But if my heart has to decide, I'm going for Extraordinary on the third seed. So
Yeah, we are back. Okay, I will just repeat what I said about Group 2. So we will start with Group 2. Yeah, the legs will be cut out in the video that will be on YouTube. So yeah, we have like with Maniac and Witch Monkeys, we have 2 of the 5 favorites in my opinion, and I actually think that that game will go to the Witch Monkeys. I think Maniac will be like really dominant in the other games, and I also think they have a good shot at winning against Witch Monkeys. But I think the star of their team, the top laner, will probably take that game home. And I think Maniac will win the other games. And same as in Group 1, 2 teams will play for first and second seed, and the other teams will play for the third seed. And that is it's actually really interesting who will get that seed, because I think every of that teams has a shot at doing that. I predict that the Pilt over Penguins will be the one, though. They will have a really, really close game against Team Trombo, which will decide who will get third seed. And yeah, I think that Pilt over Penguins will be third, and Team Trombo will be fourth, and Utopia will finish last. What do you think, Luis?
I don't know. Actually, the only team I played against was I think Maniac Buff Weak Side in the scrim. So I think they are the strongest team in that group. Maybe behind that team Utopia, because they have a nice top laner, and the last 3 teams I don't have any clues, so I'm just gonna guess. I think Team Trombo will be last, then Witch Monkeys, and third place are the Piltover Penguins.
Okay, that's a bold guess, I think, to put the Witch Monkeys on fourth. But yeah, that's your opinion. Wolfer, what do you think?
To be honest, Group 2 is pretty difficult. I've not really clue of most of the teams. Obviously, I have already seen Team Trumbull, but since I have no idea how the other teams are playing, except from what you're saying, it's almost like rolling a dice, and we already rolled a dice. So I don't know, swap Witch Monkeys with Isotopia, and leave the rest like it's standing right there.
Okay. And we will go to the last group, Group 3. I think that group has the most teams who will actually play for first seed in that group. Every team but the Hooply Boops, in my opinion, will play for first seed, and Hooply Boops will play to get into the top 3. I think that we, like Manta, will be first, though. We have shown that we are a really strong tournament team in both the first and second Manta Cup. And from my experience, I think we are really, really in a good shape right now. We will be first in that group. Then I think that it will come down to Wacky Vrest and UB Tenacity who will get second. I think that the Wacky Vrest have a good chance at figuring out what their game plan is, and also like maybe get a second winning lane besides bot lane, an alternative win condition. And they will be second in that group. And then the UB Tenacity will have like really close but strong games against Croings and Hooply Boops and win and get third and play against the Pilt over Penguins and also against Making It Great and the third seed playoffs. And Hooply Boops and Croings have to go home. But I think Hooply Boops will actually win the game and get their first win at the Manta Cup. And yeah. What do you think, Luis?
Yeah, I don't like to rank myself upon these enemies. And because of that, I would say that Wacky Wraith is gonna be first, then UB Tenacity is second, then Crowings, and then Hoobly Boops, and I won't rank myself or our team. Let's see how this will play out.
Okay. What about you, Wolfer? What do you think?
Well, as you already said, Group 3 might be the most interesting one and maybe the strongest group. So it's really difficult to rank the teams here, especially because I just know 3 of the teams, because it's like UB Tenacity and Crowings are not really like teams I've seen playing. So, well, it's kind of difficult. I'm going with Black Mantas on first seed just because, I mean, the history was like Black Manta won first tournament, they went second in the second tournament, and yeah, I think the team is already overall playing kind of pretty well. Then we're having Reki Rewrite. Well, I mean, I know how they played in the past. I know they were very good individual players, and they played together kind of well as well. It's difficult to rate them above, better than the other teams if I haven't even seen them playing. But well, since I do not know how they will play, I will just rank them above them and give them the second seed. And then we're having Team Hubblybubs, which is the third team of the group I know something about. And I know that they were very good with adapting, getting some cheese picks, some very, very good flex picks, adapting with their strategy, and coming ahead. Well, especially in formats like best of 3 and best of 5s, it was sometimes the case that in the later games they lost concentration, and that's where I think games can get very interesting and look if they can fix this problem. But this is something for the quarterfinals, semifinals, and so on and so on. And I think in best of 1 scenarios against one team, they are kind of strong, and so I think they will make it as the third seed in this group.
Interesting. So yeah, that's how the groups are. I don't think that any team actually wants to send someone here to represent their team, which is kind of sad. But yeah, we will have maybe another time where we can do that.
Maybe it's too late today for
Okay,
them.
okay. Actually, Glunox wants to. Glunox, can you just join the Discord real quick so I can move you in? Glunox is the mid laner, I think, of Making Thing Great. And yeah, we will just pull him in here. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Are you like happy with the groups that you got? With the group that you got?
Yeah, I think our group is kind of interesting. I mean, it's sad that we don't will play against Black Manta. I really hope that we can get a revenge of this Larry Pentakill last time. But our group is really really nice because, like, I mean, of course, like the seeds are really hard to reach and probably not what we should aim for. But like the third place, it's somehow realistic. And with having two other groups who failed last tournament to get out of group stage, I think. Like, yeah, we have two teams who have failed last time the playoffs to reach, and we all three now fight playoffs. I think it's really interesting who will so for.
So yeah, if you could choose any team to play, like let's say you go to finals, Glunox, which team
Okay.
would you like to play the finals against, and why?
Oh, that's a tough hard one. Well, probably also an other underdog would be really nice because then you have two underdog stories and one will succeed. Or like on the other hand, like playing against Black Manta, like getting our rematch, because like if we fight against in the finals, we probably have a chance against you because we like done it until the final, and that would be really nice to like get a final revenge for this last time we met. Or also like facing Vicky Race in the finals because they kicked us out us last time in the tiebreak, I think.
Yeah,
And
they did.
yeah, so getting rematch from last time would be really nice if we would reach finals. Like, I would also like it if we like in some way do it to like quarter finals or however we call it, and then we get there a rematch with
Okay.
some of the old group.
Cool. Okay, I think we will wrap the whole thing up right now. We will also post it again on YouTube, either today or tomorrow, so you can rewatch the drawing there. But yeah, I'm really hyped for the tournament, and I hope that we will stick with those 15 teams that are shown on screen right now. Thank you for joining our tournament and making it a really great tournament. And yeah, have a nice evening.